House. We are here today with I'm here with Jill Robinson, you guys. We have today someone that we've been inspired by someone from our network in Calgary, Alberta. Sherry Severs just shot out to an amazing event in Los Angeles for the Luxury Gala by Samira's network out in Hollywood. And we are still seeing the pictures trickling, and throughout that experience, we saw her good friend, Tommy Anderson, who we now have on the podcast today, you guys. Hi, Tommy.
Hey Jill, how are you?
I'm so happy that you're chatting with me. I feel like we have a similar mind. We're dressed similar today. I don't know how
Yep,
that happened, but okay, here we go. I just felt like having some fun and being casual today, but that is kind of weird and hilarious at the same time. So I'm really happy to chat with you yet again with the audience listening. We were
absolutely.
chatting about all the experience that you've been through in your life, being in film and TV, now having your own production company, Coyote production company. Is this correct? We'll
Coyote
get to
Mountain.
Coyote Mountain Production Company
Hmm.
out in Los Angeles, you guys, and also where is it you are now, actually, in your awesome trailer right now?
I'm in my RV.
Yeah,
It's my mobile office.
I love that. So you're a traveler. You love to go all around the world, yeah, when you can?
I do, yeah, I do, and I like to record what I do. It's where I've gotten inspiration for some of my writings, and yeah, I've always loved to travel.
Well, you're a published author as well, and you served time in the Army, in the Reserve, and active service for 23
Yes,
years. So thank you for your service, sir.
well, thank
And
you.
we're honored to chat with you about your journey with that. And also we want to know what you're up to now. And we want to really know about how the event went. You were presenting for the firefighters. So you yourself were a firefighter and supported your community. And then now, um, with Sherry Severs, who's in Canada, who is also a firefighter for many
Right,
years, or
right.
however you were a part of that. And you guys got to give an award to the firefighters in Los Angeles at that event. So that was huge in the pictures that we saw. And it was so cool that you guys got picked to do that. So we were very curious as how you got involved with that and chosen to be as well.
Well, I after I got out of the army on active duty, I joined the fire department. I was on a metropolitan fire department for quite a few years, um, and so I seen firefighting firsthand, and Sherry has also. And after getting in the film business, I had worked with Samara on some of her projects and the Scala and the Hollywood Elites magazine. So she knew my background as being a firefighter, and she knew Sherry's background as being a firefighter. And after the fires in Los Angeles, determined that we should recognize the firefighters. We can't obviously recognize them all, but we could give them to one of the stations as a symbol of recognizing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and ironically, and I talked to the firefighters about this. I When I was in the army, I watched the television show Emergency, and that's what determined that I was going to be a firefighter. And they were from Fire Station 51 at Universal Studios, which is the station in Emergency. So it kind of went full circle. And I told them that. I said, this is where I started, was with watching Station 51, and it ends up here. And so both Sherry and I were very honored to be asked to present these awards to these station personnel on behalf of all the firefighters that fought these terrible fires.
You guys looked so sharp on that stage. I was very proud of Sherry. She kind of told me a little bit about it beforehand. And she said,
Hmm.
"You just watch, like this will be amazing for bridging the the gap between the artist for Calgary and also for LA with
Oh, definitely,
her friendship with you and all that. So we just thought,
definitely.
who is this guy that's like helping produce one of your projects that we're going to be promoting up here in Calgary eventually when it comes out. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks like from what Sherry has showed me and the pitch deck and the clips and that, it really looks like an amazing film, and I'm very excited for her. And being in the States, I told her, I'll help as much as I can. Um, it won't be the same as if I'm there, but I can do some research, make contacts for things like that. And
Even having a screening out there is amazing, kind of
uh,
expanding the reach to the project, but
absolutely.
through authentic relationships and connection and friendship. So I love that part the most. You and I were chatting about, the business of what we do, making films, how you
Hmm.
produced, written, acted in projects, and you love it all, and you're always there for everybody who's
Absolutely.
in your network to be a part of it in a certain way. And here's your little
My
pup.
dog,
Yeah,
yeah,
and he's a celebrity with you in that short that we watched with you and him. Oh my gosh, you did such a
actually,
great job.
actually, that wasn't my dog. That was another one. His,
It
his
was a
dog
different
would
one?
be delivered.
Okay.
That was the director's dog, actually, a real sweetheart.
Wow, well,
But
you could have
yeah,
fooled us. Very good.
yeah. That was quite an emotional film, and I was very glad to be able to do it. Uh,
Yeah,
it, it-
you play much older than you actually are in that too. Somebody who's
yeah,
not doing
yeah,
well but has his friend by his
yeah,
side. Yeah.
yeah. It was. You just get into the character, and a lot of it is the lighting they did. They were very creative with the lighting, so it made you look older
And what was
and
that
more
project?
shadows.
Let's tell
That
the
was called.
audience.
It's called The Devoted. It hasn't been released yet. It's um, I'm not quite sure when it's going to be released. They want to do some. What I showed you was an uncolor corrected, sound corrected clip of it,
Okay.
and so we're waiting to get that done. And it's just in line with that was a pet project of the director, and she's got some other stuff going on that takes precedence. So we do all these little things on the side, that we are kind of passion projects, and when the time is right, we'll release it. And probably this is small enough to film festivals. It was mainly made for film festivals, just to show our work, show what we can do.
Yeah, you're successful at film festivals and award shows as well. You're going to Vegas on the 21st of March to to be a part of another award show. How does that happen for you there? Like you started your career and you just really went for it, hey? And you're doing it professionally and getting it out to, the masses of the film networks. How did
I was blessed.
happen for you?
I was blessed to have the opportunities presented to me, and some of them I always put it this way that God will open up a door for you, and you have the choice whether to go through that door or not. I chose to go through it and see what's on the other side, where some people who don't, in my opinion, don't succeed because they're afraid to take that chance, take that leap of faith. And that's kind of what I did in my whole film career. And I'm blessed. I met so many wonderful people doing it. I was given opportunities I never thought I would have, and it was all because I took a chance. I was authentic. I networked with people, and I had the ability to write good stories. And it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years. Our first award-winning film that we had was Life After Oblivion, and we had I had it was an adapted screenplay from a short story, and I wrote it, and and then was one of the producers, and we won like the best drama at the San Diego Film Consortium, and it was shown at the GI International Film Festival. So we were really, really pleased. It was a SAG project. We SAG AFRA. We had great talent. We had great crews, great actors. One of our lead actors, good friend of mine, Ryan, he was doing Criminal Minds at the time, and he came there and played the lead. Um, we were just really, really blessed to have everything fall into place, have the right people. Uh, other producers were great. They managed to get all the permits and everything that we needed. And some of the permits, honestly, we didn't get until like the day before we started filming. So we
Isn't
were
that how it
sweating it.
goes?
We were sweating it. And so that's what happened there.
That's so
But
funny. How did
yeah,
you,
and I
your first project you ever were a part of? Like, I always want to inspire the
oh
audience who are learning, like, how for themselves to get into film and TV through other people and their experience. But for
well the
yourself,
first
like, what truly happened? Like, walk us through, like, okay, then you met your agent, then you got the, like, what's the real reality of it? Of,
well how it happened is I was writing magazine articles and I was doing set photography. I was doing a lot of behind the scenes photography, and that was kind of where I how I got into the entertainment business and made a lot of contacts. And I wrote magazine articles. I wrote some about some of the projects. I don't know if you remember the television show, The Last Ship. I got picked by the network to write a story on it, and I was so blessed to be behind the scenes and meet all the actors and write a story. And I had a friend of mine. He was another veteran, and he said you should join the Veterans Writing Project. And he says you could do much more than writing articles. You could write books. And it was in San Diego. They had the Writers Project, and so I joined it. And they, take you through the process of writing. I had creative writing in college. I took drama in college. I took a lot of those classes, but I never put it into real use. And so out of that, I came up with an idea for a book, which is called Haboob Wind. I wrote it in oh God, when was it? I think I wrote it in 2016. It was released in 2017. It went to bestseller in the first week, and and after that, I was approached by a film company, Global Edge Pictures, out of San Diego, that optioned it for a feature film.
is that where you
And
are now in San Diego, or are you in
no,
Los
no,
Angeles now?
I'm in the Los Angeles area. I live in a little cowboy town called Norco. We're about
Mm.
35 miles east of LA, and we're just a little equestrian community of 27,000, and we love it here. There's other people that live in this town. Good friend of mine lives here, is a Nashville country star,
Oh, really?
and oh yeah, we got all kinds of people in this town you would not believe, and it's our little secret.
Oh, wow. Well, you're one of them, so I'm not surprised. And you all
Oh
love
no,
horses, yeah? And
yeah, and we all
farming?
hang out at the local brewery and stuff.
Ah, cool.
Oh no, it's
What do your friends
it,
think
it,
about all of this, your career? Do they love it?
at first my old friends were very leery and and my family thought I was crazy
Yeah.
because I sold everything and moved to California to pursue this 20 years ago.
Okay.
And I knew, I decided at the time I was going to do just the photography aspect. And
Oh,
because I had been doing it, and I decided I wanted to if I lived in Wisconsin, in Madison, Wisconsin, which is not that far from Canada.
yep.
Yeah, and I was sick of the winters, and I knew I wanted to pur- pursue something in entertainment. I didn't know I would be at this point, but I decided, okay, there's only three places I can go if I really want to get involved in this. And one is Chicago, and I live like an hour and a half north Chicago, so that's out. They have snow.
Mhm.
And then I thought of New York City. I've been to New York City years ago, and I thought, nope, they got snow too. LA doesn't have snow. So I sold my
The weather
house,
was a
everything.
determinant.
Right. I shipped my truck to California here, and I had a large motorhome, and man, my two dogs, we hopped in and headed out here. Didn't know where it was going
That
to
is
work.
so cool. I
Didn't
love
know who
that
I was going,
behind the scenes story.
and I didn't
You,
know who I was going to meet, and it just started happening. I got to I just by happen. I don't believe anything happens by accident, honestly.
yeah.
But I was in this restaurant at the time with my girlfriend from out here, and we later got married. But I met the owner of a small Western production company,
Hmm.
and when we first talked, I was going to do all the photography for them and do their behind the scenes. They would help sponsor concerts and things like that. Worked with the local radio station,
Hmm.
and you know that was great. But out of that, I started meeting people out of Hollywood, and so I already had the contacts, and I'm also a member of the American Legion, which is really similar to there's a Canadian Legion
Yes, so
for
I know
Canadian
very
veterans.
well. Yep, my
And so,
grandparents were part of that.
yeah, and it's they're outside of one in Canada and one in America, they're pretty much the same. And so I had the opportunity to join the Hollywood American Legion, and I decided, if I'm going to do this, I got to be somewhat part of the scene there. And I was fortunate enough I met so many people in the entertainment industry that were veterans that were there also. And we needed a screenplay for Haboob Wind. And I looked around, I'm going like, how do I find somebody to do a screenplay? And I looked at a couple of people, and nobody had my vision, what they wanted to do, and some of them, and being independent, this is one of the things I can really do is I know how to scrape, I know how to barter, I know how to make my own stuff.
Very
You know,
resourceful. Yes,
you have to
living on the
you
farm.
have to you have to be. And so what I did is I was talking to a friend of mine who was a director, and he was a Hollywood child star and went on through television, a lot of television shows that I'm sure you probably
Yeah.
have seen over the years. And he said, you're a writer. He said, we can teach you how to screenwrite. And so
Oh, you
through
learned from
what
people.
I learned from people, and then I was given the opportunity. I was taken into this group called Veterans in Media and Entertainment, and it's all military veterans who are in the entertainment business in all aspects, from anywhere from PAs, grips, singers, composers, all that. And through that, we had tuition-free classes, and I took about every class I could in screenwriting, and I kind of excelled at it. I wrote the screenplay. Well, by this time, I had the screenplay. Can we take a break for just 1 second?
If you'd like
Is that
to,
a Yeah, I need to just for a second. My dog needs to run out.
you do you.
My dog does.
Yes, you do you. How
I'll
interesting
be
is
right.
this, you guys? The story that we're dealing with, hey, is literally somebody that is, yeah, a veteran and somebody that's really found his own network and is doing what he loves, writing and trying to be in film, like he said, for over 20 years. I feel like I'm in shock with the details he's sharing because I feel like not enough people will share their journey and the experience to how they made it for us to learn from them. So he's a very interesting guy. I noticed his kindness and his willingness to support others. So that's really what drew me to him. But keep listening, guys. He's back.
I'm back. My dog's happy. So, let me see where did I leave. Oh, so I wrote it and I did a number of rewrites on it, and then I we did Life After Oblivion in 2019. Uh, we filmed it in February of 2020. The week after we wrapped, we had the COVID lockdown.
Oh.
and everything stopped. So Life After Oblivion was in post during that time, which you know, at least we had it done. But I also was was invited to pitch Haboob Win to Lionsgate. They like the story, they like my log line, they like all that. And I went in and did the pitch. I did the pitch with 10 other veterans. Each There was a group of 50 veterans that were given the opportunity to present their screenplays to Lionsgate, and I was one of them. And they liked my script. The only problem is with COVID, they said it's too expensive, and we don't know where COVID's going, so we can't uh, we can't commit to doing your film, even though they like it. But what they said is we will put it on the blacklist. And I don't know if you know what the blacklist down here is.
No.
Well, the blacklist is it's totally opposite of what you think of a blacklist. The blacklist is if a studio likes your script and for whatever reason they can't do it, they will put it on the blacklist, and that presents it to other production companies if they want to pick it up.
Okay, you got included. That's cool.
I got included. It's still there. In fact, I got to talk to somebody about it last fall from a large production company, and they liked it, but they want some changes because it's got to be updated
Yeah,
now. I mean,
always.
I wrote it. Oh boy, 6 years ago now. So there's times of change. It was a period piece that takes place today, and the world has changed since I first wrote it. So, and I said that's fine. I will work on that at some point. But in the meantime, I wrote several other scripts that were liked, and one is The Broken Road, which actually was has been greenlit. And so I don't know if Sherry told you a little bit about that,
No, she
but
didn't.
that's an equestrian film. It deals with trauma, uh, rebuilding your lives. It's a romance story. It's got drama in it. It's a feature film, and we're in the final details right now with the we got the LOIs from casting, directing, and things like that. So now I'm just working on that. There's not too much I can say about it at this point, except
Congratulations. When are you hoping
thank
to
you.
film to get to pre-production on that or being on set?
Well, actually, I have a meet. The director is a well-known director, and I can't mention his name right now. I will probably in a week or so once we get everything done. But um, we're coordinating with him, my investor, and we're going to come up with a timetable. Uh, we've got a list of cast people we would be interested in, and that whole process. And this is a large budget, and so this is kind of a big experience for me from going from small independent films to one with a multi-million-dollar budget. So
How
it's
many
very it's
independent films have you been a part of? Producing, acting,
oh my
writing?
God, dozen maybe.
Yeah.
I've been on a couple television shows. I've been on acting.
Hmm.
Um, I have I've been blessed to have been cast in a few feature films, which sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've been cast. You end up on the cutting room floor.
Hmm.
It's for example, I played a judge on the television series down here, Wild West Chronicles. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh, yes, I have heard of that.
Well, I played a judge,
Very
and
cool.
we filmed my part for 6 hours, literally 6 hours in the courtroom doing all different types of stuff. And it came down to about 45 seconds on the television show.
Yeah, it always
That's
does.
that's just the
Yeah.
reality of the business, and that's one thing I tell people about it. I said you would not believe how much ends up on the cutting room floor. And that happens to everybody, no matter if you're an A-lister or doing the small independents. It just depends on how the editing goes. And
Well,
and
thank
it
you
you know it's
very, thank you very much, my dear. We're hitting the time marker here, but we
oh no.
are so well. We're gonna keep continuing on sharing your narrative and continue doing more interviews with you. We can't wait to hear
Oh,
more about the award show that you're doing in Vegas in March. So do let
I'm
us
getting
know.
Trailblazer Writer Artist of the Year
That's huge. I'm so proud
in
of you and
Vegas.
happy for you. Good timing on everyone's part to be able to share your narrative and to share, all that you're doing that's inspiring people like us, even up here. We're watching and everyone sees
Thank you.
everything, and we see that
Well,
you have a very
that's
good
one.
heart as well.
Thank you. One of the reasons I'm getting the award, also besides being an award-winning writer, is that I help people. I mentor. I
Yeah.
sit on at film festivals on panels on how to screenwrite, how to adapt stories. So I try to. I always believe in paying it forward and helping those.
Yes, we
Um,
hope that you come up here to Canada eventually and can do a panel. We would love that.
oh, I'd love to. And let's continue this at another time because I
Yes,
can talk for hours.
yes, you guys, we're gonna let you know that we're gonna have Tommy Anderson on an LA cover coming up very soon. Enjoy, guys, and
Oh,
keep following along. Thank you.
thanks everybody. Thanks, Jill.